Welcome to New Strength. I'm Christina Cook-Lee. New Strength is a daily devotional offering hope and encouragement to people who are trying to get and stay free from depression and or dependency. I would encourage you to read along with me. If you're viewing directly on YouTube, check the description area below the screen for instructions on how you can. Thanks for joining me. Our topic is bitterness. The focus, positive thinking. The scripture, Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 13 from the New International Version of the Bible. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. The Power of Positive Thinking is a book that has influenced millions of people in their search for a happier, more stable emotional state. The book was written by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, a man who practiced what he preached. Dr. Peale became an icon as his witty but practical recommendations to everyday people went around the world. In his lifetime, Peale wrote 46 books. His radio program called The Art of Living aired for 54 years. He told presidents, business executives, and millions of other people that a proper state of mind, induced by simple prayer, could produce spiritual and material success on earth. He demonstrated the truth of his philosophy by becoming a wealthy man. Following the Great Depression and World War II, many people were more than ready to follow Dr. Peale's thinking. Peale didn't set out to become a wealthy man. He set out to make a difference, and wealth followed him. It is very safe to say that Dr. Norman Vincent Peale lived a life devoted to encouraging people. He was a firm believer in the things he wrote and spoke about. Peale challenged people to think positive thoughts and speak positive words. This man's messages affected the world, and Dr. Peale became known as the initiator of positive thinking. Not everyone can be a Norman Vincent Peale, but let's think about the power of this one man's lifetime contribution. It's impossible to calculate the number of persons who received hope and encouragement from reading one of his books or listening to him on the radio. Dr. Peale probably didn't know the extent his messages would reach when he started out. Certainly he didn't anticipate the success he would eventually attain when he agreed to pastor the dwindling congregation of just 200 at the Marble Collegiate Church in New York City. It was his enthusiasm and confidence in the pulpit that attracted people and grew his church membership to more than 5,000. His concepts were like a paycheck to people who were struggling to survive in a very unstable economy. In a country recovering from the ravages of war, what he had to say was what people desperately needed to hear. He told them they could make it, that by expecting more, they'd get more, and that when you pray for anyone, you tend to modify your personal attitude about them. What if this man had believed the criticism he received about his small stature when he was a boy in school? What if he had allowed the comments made by a high school teacher who called him a weak willy-nilly to sink in and make him bitter? Peale admitted that he reacted with anger until he realized the teacher was right. Throughout his career, he would readily admit he had to push himself beyond his self-doubt. Norman Vincent Peale turned his insecurities into fuel for his fire. He used his own feelings of inferiority to foster an ongoing persistent determination in the face of opposition throughout his entire life. Instead of giving up on himself, he promoted thoughts like, change your thoughts and change your world. It's always too early to quit. 4 things for success: work and pray, think and believe. You will never be spiritually blessed until you forgive. This is a basic spiritual law. Goodwill cannot flow toward you unless it flows from you. You may have memories of unkind, negative words said about you in your past that you haven't been able to forget. There could be circumstances that would cause you to question your future. You could let these things dominate your mind, or you could make the decision to turn your negatives into positives, just like Norman Vincent Peale. There is a world of material available on the power of positive thinking and how it can change your life. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8 tells us to focus on things that are true, respectable, honest, clean, wonderful, good, and praiseworthy. In other words, things that are positive. Your future is as bright as the promises of God. His plan for you is good and should fill you with hopeful expectation. It's all up to you. You can back off or buck up. You can slow down or speed up. You can get bitter or better. Declaration: I will find new strength by embracing the wealth of positive material available to read and listen to. I will think positive thoughts and speak positive words about myself and others. Thanks for taking the time to listen. I would really appreciate it if you would like this segment, and if you wouldn't mind, please share it with someone else who might also benefit from it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the New Strength Devotional channel on YouTube or on WordPress, and then a link will come to you every day in your email with a segment like this. And if you're already a subscriber, I'll look forward to meeting with you again tomorrow. My prayer is that you will find new strength day by day and endless blessings. I'm Christina Cook Lee.